Good evening, everyone, or good morning if you're watching the replay. We are back with another awesome Entrepreneur of Color. So, if you do not know, you are watching the Entrepreneur of Color Spotlight, which is a partnership with the ColorBold Business Association, the Appleton Public Library, UW-Madison Extension, Allegheny, and Winnebago counties. Got it right. So, we have partnered to bring you guys twice a month two entrepreneurs of color that we will share all about who they are, their business journey, and all they have to offer. So definitely tune in twice a month on the first and third Thursday of the month at 6:30 p.m. to watch it live. Of course, you can always watch the replay if you're not available at that time. So, I am Kimyata Ratliff, and I'm the current president and CEO of the ColorBold Business Association, and I will be moderating our interview tonight with our guests. Let me bring our guests up for you guys tonight. This is Antowan J. Hallmon. He is a realtor. He is a pastor. Just an all-around great guy that hails from Chicago. And he is here to tell everyone tonight about his business. Hey, Antowan. Let me have you unmute yourself, sir.
Good evening, Kimyata. Sorry about that. Thank you for having me.
No problem. We are going to get into Antowan and who he is and his business in a second. But first, I would like to share with you guys our sponsors. Our sponsors are Wisconsin United Coalition of Mutual Assistance Association, which is WUCMA, as well as the Hmong Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce. And of course, we will not forget the Community Foundation of the Fox Valley region. We appreciate them so much for bringing us, for helping us to do our spotlights. So, Antowan, tell us.
Yes.
What is your business?
My business is R Ventures Unlimited LLC. We were founded in 2015. We are classified according to Dun & Bradstreet as well as the NASIC organization as a real estate management company. And of course, that is how we were founded, and that's what we were classified as because of the long-term goal of the company. You know, eventually we would like to provide shelter, homeless, home ownership. We like to rent to people that are unrentable. And so that's where it all started. That was the motivation originally.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a great vision that you have. So it's R Ventures, correct?
Yes, R Ventures. The AR apostrophe stands for Antowan Ramona Ventures.
Oh, okay. And that is your wife, or?
Yes, that is my beautiful, loving, amazing wife, Pastor Ramona Hallmon. She is by my side in this business as well as in the ministry.
Okay. So tell me, Antowan, so you have the business and then you have the ministry, which is a nonprofit that you lead, correct?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your nonprofit.
Yes. I am senior pastor of FaithWorks Ministries. FaithWorks Ministries is a Christian, non-denominational Bible teaching church. The Lord has given us the vision of prayer and outreach. And we do things like free community meals, free laundry events. We help people get their birth certificates. That way they can get their driver's license and identification cards to make them employable. Of course, the goal overall is to make people more self-sufficient. And of course, it's always about souls. Just having them become more self-sufficient, independent, and teaching them financial skills, living skills, adult education, rehabilitative services. There's all these different things that are entwined in the ministry.
Okay, that is great work that you're doing on both ends, the nonprofit as well as the business side of everything. So, what motivated you to start R Ventures?
What motivated me was, of course, try to make a long story short, you gave a pastor the mic. So, no, but I just, of course, in my former life, I managed nightclubs all over the country, Boston, LA, Phoenix, Madison. Had an accident in 2008 where I broke my neck. And of course, that led me into less physical work, which was sales. And so that eventually led me to timeshare sales, and then in 2015, real estate sales. And of course, what made me actually originally think of real estate was the independence. And of course, as I learned more about it and did the research, it becomes your business. You are an independent contractor. You make your schedule. Is up to you to do the work to establish a pipeline and get leads and all those things. So originally, it was all about the independence and just that pride of ownership in a sense.
Okay. So, of course, if you're on Facebook now watching it, or if you're on YouTube watching us, definitely put your comments in or questions, and we'll definitely be here to answer those comments and questions for you while you're here live, as well as if you're watching the replay. So, Antowan, you said a lot about how you started and why you wanted to start our ventures. Tell me, okay, so your goals are, all those things that you said earlier, but tell us where you are now in the stage of your goals.
And of course, thank you for asking that question, because I did want to elaborate a little bit more. And of course, originally, all the things that were aforementioned is what was the first motivation. But in prayer, the Lord has shown me that real estate is going to fund the ministry. So that has become my driving why in the business, to fund ministry, and then to fund all those aforementioned things, to give people opportunities to teach financial education, to do what we call in the ministry wellness grants that help people get those identification cards and those things. So, but real estate now, the driving force, the why behind the business now is to fund ministry, which is to reach the lost and the hurting and the broken and all those folks.
So you are currently a realtor at the moment, right? So
Yes.
There are a lot of people wanting to be a realtor and get into real estate. Is a hot topic going on now, real estate. Tell us, so if someone was wanting to be a realtor or to get into this game, it's a game, but get into this field, what would you tell them to do?
Well, first, I would just definitely tell them to do their research, to decide if this is what they want to do. They're going to have some honest heart-to-hearts with themselves to first identify their own personality. What type are they? You have to really come to the realization, are you an extrovert or introvert? And I consider myself an introvert, but when you put me in it, I'm in it. But also, just again, doing the research. Let your family know when you're talking about coming into the real estate field. Let your family know. Let your friends know, because 78% of realtors, their first transaction is going to come via a family member or a family affiliate. Mm-hmm. So if you want to get involved in real estate, you're going to want to establish a sphere, so to speak, and get many people that want to be involved. And then secondly, if you are actually really serious about it, then you're going to take that next step, is you're going to start to research real estate companies. You're going to start to investigate real estate various offices to find the right fit for you. You're going to go sit in front of a broker and just say, hey, tell me about your office. How many years of experience are in your office? What training do you provide? What are the fees like? And that leads me into the third point of, you're going to want to save some money. You're going to want to start to save money, because in real estate, you have your Wisconsin, in the state of Wisconsin, you're going to have your Wisconsin Realtors Association fees. You're going to have your National Association of Realtors fees. You're going to have your office fees. You're going to have your brokerage fees. You're going to have a lot of different kind of fees. And then, of course, you're going to have to buy or purchase some form of lead generating services. Because again, in real estate, we make a lot of phone calls. We're calling. That's a part of your day. You're calling. So you're going to find a lead generating service. And then, of course, you're going to want to advertise more. You're going to have to find some means of advertising. And of course, as we're going into this new age, as we are in this new age, you're going to want to have you get your social media game up. which is what I am currently working on. And you're going to see some strong social media marketing from me in the next few weeks here, of course, and that's going to consist of live videos, short how-tos, and things like that. But yes, getting your family involved, researching not only a company, but also that office, save money, and prepare to buy a lead generating service and market yourself.
You have just given us, like, I feel like the playbook, right, of starting a real estate business. So if you're out there watching and you want to be in real estate, definitely take notes down. Do we say reach out, and he can definitely help support you in your efforts. So you just gave us all this information. Did you learn this on your own, or was there someone there to mentor you or help you on your journey?
Well, I learned a lot of it the hard way, of course. Again, it's like say for instance, one company will have real estate or office fees of X amount, and then another one would have of X amount. And of course, when you go from one office or one company to the next, you're going to learn that the fees are different. The errors and omissions insurance is going to be different. Their company, their franchising fee is going to be different, which you as an agent chip in to pay for. It is just a lot of different things. So it's a lot of them I learned on my own, but then of course, a lot of things offices did provide.
Mm-hmm.
So asking the right questions.
Asking the right questions. So besides you learning on your own, when you first started your real estate business, what type of help did you receive?
Okay. At my first real estate company, I was in Baraboo. There was a gentleman. He was very helpful, and then of course when it comes to help, and I have to thank God for this. My first year was actually supported via the Wisconsin Realtors Association Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion program, where if you're a minority new in the real estate business, they will actually cover your fees for a year. And again, depending on where you are, your fees could easily be between $7,000 and $10,000 a year, just depending on where you are.
That is a great nugget, man.
I'm not eligible for it anymore, but
right.
it'd be nice.
I'm already doing like 1,200 things. I'm like, should I go and get my realtor's license?
I would encourage anyone, and of course, I would encourage anyone to have a real estate license in their back pocket. Of course, again, we're living in an age, and what I'm seeing now is more and more people are investing home ownership, and that's why the importance of home ownership for minorities and low-income white people, just anyone. It is my heart for people to experience home ownership, because I think home ownership would change the trajectory of kids' lives growing up in a home versus an apartment. There's just a lot of psychological things that I believe will change when people are growing up or have home ownership. Because again, you see a lot of investors are actually buying up single family homes. They're buying up duplexes. They're buying up all these things. And of course, as you know and see in this world right now, rents are going up. So my niche now in real estate, I'm an accredited buyer representative, meaning I work a lot with buyers. And of course, my niche is first time home buyers, walking them through the process. And of course, getting all their ducks in a row. And sometimes when people come to me and say, hey, I'm ready to buy a home, and we start to look at everything on the table, we sit at the kitchen table and look at everything. The realization is there may be like 7 or 8, maybe even a year away from actually beginning the process. But even then, that's where me as a real estate agent, come into play and walk them through the process. Okay, let's look at your credit report. Let's knock these things off. Let's look at your debt to income ratio. Let's pay these things off or get rid of it somehow, some way. Because again, when I actually start to introduce people to lenders, we just put them in a better position to get that loan. And yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. That is awesome doing that leg work to get a solid foundation set up for their future. So again, if you're watching right now, we're live. So put your comments in, your questions, or any encouraging words that you want to give to Antowan Hallmon or me. You can do that right now, as we are here live today with Antowan Hallmon of R Ventures Unlimited LLC. So you mentioned that you had received help from this grant program for minorities. Was there any other formal or informal help that you got at the beginning?
No, it was just that back in 2015. It was my first year, and of course, there was the grant guidelines were being a new minority real estate agent, and so I was able to get my office fees as well as my insurances and all those things granted that first year. But after that, it was just boots on the ground, really, just knocking on doors, hugging people, kissing babies, just everything, putting your card in every barbershop, every salon that you can. Just really just, in this business, it's relational. So it's like I go into a space and you ask, hey, I'm asking you for referrals, but at the same time, it's like, if a person's wanting to come into this business, you got to be prepared to add value to those other people as well. Yes, I'm asking you for this, but what can I do for you? And that's the relational part. And that's where I think some realtors fall short. It's relational. And these things are relationships for life. Of course, with the relationships I've gained in the Madison area, in the Salt County area, of course, calling on those folks again, saying, hey, I'm back into the real estate industry and I am now servicing the Northeast part, but I can still sell throughout the state. I can still serve you throughout the state. And so, yeah, just at this point, though, it was pretty much after that initial grant, it was just things were self-funded between my wife and I.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you point out that, well, I guess you, or not sure if all realtors can work throughout their whole state. So if you become a realtor, can you work throughout the whole state, or is it only certain areas?
Of course, initially, when you are a realtor, yes, you are going to be a part of a regional MLS or multiple listing service. And of course, here in me serving the Appleton Green Bay area, I am a part of the Northeast Association of Realtors. And of course, initially, when I open up my MLS, I see listings in the entire Northeast. But there is a button within my MLS or my Paragon system where I can see everything for sale in the state. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, when you are operating outside of your MLS, there is a few extra steps. You just have to reach out to the realtor. Hey, my name is Antowan Hallmon. I am a part of the Northeast Realtors Association. But however, I just want to confirm I have a buyer that's interested in this property. I want to just confirm that you will pay me the commission that is expressed in the MLS. Mm-hmm. And of course, you get your office broker involved. That way, just in case, because when we're talking these different things, it just is a small chance something can go wrong depending on the other side. Because I'm gonna do my legwork and do it the right way. Right. So I get someone involved saying, "Hey, I'm finna engage in this transaction in Baraboo or Madison," and just letting them know. But otherwise, yeah, every real estate agent has access to this.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So you mentioned that now your support is your wife, and you guys support it financially yourself now. Is there other organizations or people in your life that is supporting you now that you have been in business for a bit?
Well, of course, let's see. We recently received a grant. We received $1,000 grant, and that is going to help greatly with the fees. We won a grant at the actual one of your events, and
the ColorBold.
Yes, the ColorBold event. Our name was pulled from the hat by the young lady from New North, and we received $1,000 grant. So that helps greatly with the fees as well as advertising. But right now, being a realtor in a new market, it's just my wife and I, and anytime I can get on a screen or anything like that, that's where the help comes from. So, yeah, like I told you earlier, like 77% of new realtors, their first transaction is going to come via family member or a family affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's my wife and I, we're moving.
That's good. So you mentioned a new market. So can you speak to and share to help another entrepreneur or a person interested or thinking about becoming a realtor, some things that you have done or are planning to do to kind of get yourself out in this new market?
Yes, and of course, it really is. It's going to consist of some footwork. I'm dropping off my car to various lenders and banks and mortgage companies, insurance companies, even other real estate offices. Just saying, hey, my name is Antowan Hallmon. I'm a new real estate agent with Remax 24/7 Real Estate, and just hopefully I can do some business with you. Or because again, referrals can come from anywhere. So you just showing yourself in various places.
Mm-hmm.
And just
So,
because again, it's relational. This is
mm-hmm.
relational.
Mm-hmm. So not so I heard you say getting out there because I feel like people tend to rely more on social media now versus in person and going actively out talking to people. They fail to understand that marketing or people tend to buy or support more if they know your story, know you, and see who you are, and build that a relationship. So that's good. I'm happy to hear that you didn't go to like social media, and which is important, but also that face-to-face interaction is very well good.
Because the interperson communication, that's where your trust is going to come from. You know, I could talk to a person on Zoom, I can have multiple phone calls, but until they shake my hand and hear my voice in person and just look me right in my eye, that's going to be the determining factor whether they want to do business with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like and of course I have a few seconds to determine what personality I'm dealing with, whether it's an auditory personality, whether it's a kinesthetic personality, or whether it's one of those visual people. So it's just like it's just really getting out there and feeling and just introducing yourself, because there's nothing greater than just, yes, social media give you that boom, but good old fashioned footwork, groundwork, roots down in the community marketing. Because again, it's again, I'm a pastor as well, so it's like it's that much more important for me to have my pulse to the community and feel things out and see people and people see me. Because again, real estate is going to fund ministry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so tell me, what are you particularly proud about your business?
Right now, it's just again, I'm very proud of the why. The why has changed, and again, which changes and heightens the motivation. And it's just for me, this is a divine thing. I believe that the Lord told me this thing, so when He says it, that means it's gonna happen. And so now it's just I can rejoice. I'm at peace, knowing that this is not a decision of myself, but this is a God-given thing. So I'm very excited that I have my purpose is being revealed. My destiny is being revealed. So that's what I'm proud of right now.
Okay, so your why is what you're proud of. You mentioned that you believe that God told you that this is your purpose and you're excited about it. Some people get discouraged when they're in business and it's hard times or it's not working out. What do you do to help you stay connected to your purpose and your goal, and that why?
Well, of course, in any business, uh, journey that you're going to go on, I'm going to strongly suggest that, of course, me being a man of faith, I pray. And of course, I have a piece about the droughts. But of course, it's about planning. It's about forecasting. Depending on the business that you're in. Of course, like now, winter months are coming up, fall and winter. That means in the real estate realm, things are about to slow down a little bit. So you have to prepare for that. And then, of course, I say, like, write the vision, make it plain. That way, when things are starting to go off the rails a little bit, you can go back to what you wrote and then say, okay, I may have slipped on that. I may have fell on that. I may have lost my way on this thing. And there may be an instance where you may have to change what you wrote, and that's okay. Of course, as an entrepreneur, you're going to have those ups and downs, but your why is going to drive you through the drought.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's good. So what is on the horizon for our ventures? Like what's
Well,
coming up?
what's coming up again in the next few weeks here, we're going to have some strong social media blast and strong social media presence. And of course, you're going to see me on TikTok and all the other ones, Insta, all of them. I'm 50 years old, but I act like I'm 80, 90 years old. But yeah, you're going to see some, more of a strong social media presence, and thanking ColorBold for that grant opportunity that's going to help fund that, and then but also just the continual driving force of just more education. Again, like I'm working currently with about 7 or 8 people that, again, they're not going to be ready to purchase a home for probably another 8 months to a year. So just continual education. Also looking to partner with other organizations. There's a great one here in Green Bay, NeighborWorks. I had the privilege of meeting the gentleman, Coronado Johnson, Appleton Public Housing. So just really starting to develop partnerships and just get the name out there. And again, yes, I'm asking for referrals. I'm going to ask, how can I be of value to them? So just looking to establish more relationship. And then also, of course, our ventures, we operate under the flagship or under the brokerage of RE/MAX 24/7 Real Estate out of Appleton. Of course, being an entrepreneur, and of course, in that state, I am a independent contractor. So, but also what's coming up for our ventures eventually, after X amount of closes and extra amount of time, we will be our own brokerage.
Okay.
But we will still operate under that broker. Because I mean, being a real estate broker, you basically become an administrator. I don't want to do that. I'd rather be out in the field. That's the only difference between a broker and an agent. They have paperwork to deal with other agents. I don't want.
That's good. I'm definitely glad that ColorBold was able to support you with the grant from our pop-up shop that we got through New North, had helped us to be able to give grants out to business owners. And I'm grateful that you have a vision for how to use the funding, and that's very important. So we're grateful that we were able to support you in that business, in your business, basically. So I know earlier you spoke about your goals, the big picture. So in 5 years, where do you see our ventures achieving or doing?
Well, again, like as we're classified, being a real estate management company, again, renting to people that are on Section 8, or to the people that we're just being that forgivable company because again, rents are going up, and people are less and less eligible because of delinquencies or whatever the case. So just continuously being able to provide housing and second chances for people. Also just looking at transitional housing, just people that are coming from homelessness to home ownership, but basically just taking a person from the lowest point to the highest point. Mm-hmm. That's the goal. Again, ministry, real estate, they go hand in hand in my heart. And so just providing for people, giving them education. Once a year at FaithWorks Ministries, we teach Dave Ramsey's financial peace. And so being able to share that information on budgeting and things like that is just going to be the continual education of people. And so in 5 years, again, we hope to be our own brokerage, but we'll continue to operate under the flagship of RE/MAX, and but just reaching more people, helping more people. I mean, I'm talking in a tangible way, trying to change the trajectory of people's lives through home ownership. Because again, they're not going to make any more earth, and people are trying to rule and own the earth as much as they can. But we want to make home ownership a reality for people, because a lot of people don't understand that home ownership is a reality for them. It can be. Yes, it's going to take a little bit of hard work. You're going to have to cut, you can't spend $7 at Quick Trip every day. It's just some things that you're going to have to do to get to that point. And when we put that in front of them, when we do a budget and say, wow, you're spending, $7 a day at Quick Trip, that's, roughly almost $280 a month if you're doing that 28 days out of a month. So it's like you point those things out, and teaching people those things. You're just again, that financial education part, the home ownership education part, and just really trying to change again the why to help people. That's what we're going to. That's where we see ourselves in 5 years, just doing what we desire to do and doing it on a bigger level.
I can see you doing it. I can see you doing it. So you are a realtor. You have these big visions and dreams for our ventures, things you're doing. You're also a pastor over a ministry that does a lot of different things for the community, as well as also the day-to-day work of being a pastor, things like that. How do you manage your time or keep your mental health? Can you speak to that?
Yes, and of course, it took a lot of hard work, and of course, what happened was I had to make a hard turn, and of course, I you know I preach this sometimes. When you're being obedient to God, you're gonna offend other people, and of course, like in this, when He made this vision plain to me that this is what needs to be done, I had to make some life changes, and so basically, my time blocking schedule. From 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., I get up, I pray, and I study. In between 7 and around 8:30, I go to the gym. And then that's at that point, that's when I'm starting to respond to emails and phone calls. By 10 a.m., I am trying to be in the office and making phone calls. And that's going to go to approximately 4 p.m. And then, of course, again, it's just you're just constantly doing these things. And of course, in the evenings, I have various Zooms and calls with other pastors from around the country. And I'm a part of what we call the Pastors Circle for senior pastors, education, and things like that. And as far as mental health, again, it starts with me. It starts with prayer. You know, just being in perfect peace. You know, just I don't carry God's weight. Like, Lord, you said you're going to do this thing, so here you go, you do it. And so I keep is a certain level of peace. I hold a few scriptures very tight to me, and that's where my mental health is. You know, and again, I have the support of my wife. I have various sounding boards. I talk to there's 2 pastors that I talk to, and I can talk to them about anything. And so being able to talk things out with these pastors, being able to talk things out with my wife, and regardless of how silly it may sound, again, you get it out of you. You're not holding anything in. And that's where that freedom comes in. And that's where that peace of mind comes in.
Okay. I heard prioritization. I heard scheduling, so being organized. I heard being consistent. I heard having a circle of people, accountability and support. I also heard being vulnerable. So those are some great tips that you have given us to be able to manage different things, as well as to keep our peace of mind as we are business owners and doing all different types of things, having a family, doing, X, Y, and Z.
Yes, and just again, it's like a time blocking and scheduling, and of course, and holding yourself to it, because there's a book called The Tyranny of the Urgent, and it talks about how we will run and do all these urgent things and forget about the important things. Mm-hmm. And when you read that book, it's like, whoa, I do that, and we have to get to a point where we say, okay, and I don't want this to sound bad, but another person's lack of preparation does not become my problem. Mm-hmm. And I know, of course, people will use my pastorate against me a lot. Well, you're a pastor, you're supposed to do this. It's like, I'm supposed to love you, and I'm going to give you the word according to this situation. And yes, I will walk you through a situation. I will help you, but I'm not going to do it for you. And so just really and that was a hard part for me, really, because my wife and I, we pour out, but in order for our ventures and the other thing, our ventures, Faith Works Ministries, in order for these things to go, we have to come to a realization that we have to be mentally healthy, we have to be physically healthy, but we also have to have organization in order for this thing to work.
Thanks so much. So we usually ask people about advice. I mean, but you just gave us a bunch a bunch of advice. So there are going to be entrepreneurs of color or entrepreneurs in general watching this this interview, as well as people who support entrepreneurs. So do you have any advice for entrepreneurs themselves as well as the community?
Well, for entrepreneurs, going to start with being honest with yourselves. You're going to have to do a strength and weaknesses assessment of yourself, knowing what you're good at and what you're not good at, and trying to surround yourself with people to help you with the things that you're not good at. And being able to do that is going to come to a realization, because I know like pride will get in the way. I'm the owner, I'm the boss. And it's like, a leader leads all the way through the line. He doesn't just lead at the front. Yes, he's going to lead. He has the vision. But he's going to have to go back. He's going to have to come forward in that line to keep things moving, but also to teach and instruct and counsel. And also he's going to have to sometimes go behind and give the push. But also sometimes a leader or owner has to understand what the thing that you're weakest at, let somebody else do it. Let them do it. Let them do it. And don't get in their way. If the common goal is to grow the business, let them do it. Mm-hmm. And then but also just understanding you have to keep, and also for entrepreneurs, keep your why in front of you. Keep your why in front of you, because again, your why is going to drive you through the drought. Of course, there's going to be peaks. Again, if you're in the restaurant business, real estate business, there are seasons to this thing. So you're going to have to recognize the seasons. You have to, like, say, in restaurant business, you're going to have to understand holidays. You're going to have to understand, times of year, events in the area. You're going to have to be on top of things. You're going to have to forecast, so to speak. You're going to have to be a visionary. Please repeat the second part of that question.
Oh, just to the
community.
To supporters, the people who are watching.
I would always encourage people to support local community businesses. Just the support. And ask the business, hey, businesses of color, low income white people, get involved in the community, and the community will be involved with you. They say if you want people to like you, you got to like people. So it's just it's a two-way street. Hey, I'm asking you to do business with me, but how can I add value to the community? And when those business/community relationships are formed, you get a strong, you develop a strong customer base and a loyal customer base. And then, of course, that strong, loyal customer base is going to help you expand your business through word of mouth, and through, as long as you can uphold a good reputation, it's going to go. And so just owners knowing their strengths and weaknesses, allowing other people in their organization to help and lead, being a part of the community. And when you do that, the community will be a part of you.
That's great. So thank you so much. We have learned a lot about your real estate company, our Ventures Unlimited LLC, as well as your ministry. I also see, as you're speaking, a trainer, a teacher, and just doing conferences, speaker all around. So it was great having you tonight and interviewing you and learning more about you as a person, as well as your business endeavors. So we have just spoken to Antowan J. Hallmon Sr. Of our Ventures Unlimited LLC. Can you tell us how we can connect with you more, as we want to learn more about your business and get connected with all the things that you are involved in?
Yes, from the real estate side of things, you can just simply go to AntowanJHallmon.com. That'll put you to my real estate page. And of course, my points of contact will be on there as well. You can reach me at Facebook. That'll be just Antowan the Realtor, and then of course, Antowan Hallmon. I have a personal and business page. And then of course, email Antowan.Hallmon@remax.net. And then, just that's my website that you have on the screen now. And then when you go there, you'll be able to catch my other social media handles.
That's awesome. So thank you so much again, Antowan Hallmon. We appreciate you being on the line with us tonight as we learned about your business. Again, if you are watching us live or watching the replay, definitely put your comments, questions in there. We would definitely answer them even after this is over. And if you want to connect more with Antowan, here's his website, www.antowanjhallman.com. I see you said something.
Yes, and also to know more about what we do at FaithWorks Ministries, you simply go to www.fwministries.com.
Awesome. So if you know any other entrepreneur of color that would like to be spotlighted here, you can definitely have them email us at EoCSpotlight@gmail.com. Share that information. We have a link in the comment section now where they can sign up for themselves, or you can give it to the person so that they can have their business spotlighted here with us. So again, we would like to give a big shout out to our sponsors. We have Wisconsin United Coalition of Mutual Assistance Association, Inc., WUCMA, as well as the Hmong Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce, and of course, Community Foundation for the Fox Valley region. We are grateful for their sponsorship of the Entrepreneur of Color Spotlight. And again, this partnership is between ColorBold Business Association, Appleton Public Library, as well as UW-Madison Division. I said that wrong. UW Madison Division, Outagamie County, as well as Winnebago County. So until next time, you guys, stay up and stay connected. We will see you later.